a lot of people have always said, oh, Shohei wants to stay on the West Coast, so he's closer to Japan. That's been like an overriding thing. Now, Morosi does go on to say that the Dodgers do remain the favorite to sign Shohei Ohtani. But while we're talking about disgusting Atlanta Braves rumors, this sent chills down my spine because now the news coming out on Shohei Ohtani is that geography is not a concern of his, and he wants to join a quality team with a chance to win. Morosi went on to mention 2 teams, which I don't think John Morosi's just throwing a dartboard at all the teams in the league and going, oh, whatever it lands on, I'll mention them today. The 2 teams he mentioned in his segment were the Chicago Cubs and the Atlanta Braves. Now, we just talked about Aaron Nola being kind of outside the box move for the Braves to make in terms of that money. Do all of a sudden I think they're going to go spend potentially $450 to $500+ million? I don't. But Morosi did mention him. He said the word out of Ohtani's camp is that they want to get to the best possible team while still making an obscene amount of money. So, like, if the Braves are really going to financially push all in, maybe Aaron Nola takes a way back burner. If they get involved with Shohei Ohtani, I will quit baseball. I will quit rooting for Major League Baseball because that would be filthy. So two teams, that tells me the Braves are being aggressive. The word out of the GM meetings, whether it's Morosi or Rosenthal, they're possibly looking to spend, and that's terrifying.
It is. So now it's become a race for Shohei Ohtani of who can afford him, because he is obviously expected to land the largest deal.
5 or 6 teams that can actually
12-year, $528 million is the estimate, according to the latest of rumors. So there's been so many different teams that have been in the conversation. Now, the Giants and the Yankees tossed their names out there as well, but don't know if they'll have reportedly said, financially, of course, is always the issue for everybody. Another team that's come up, Bob Nightingale actually was saying this, that some executives have predicted he'll end up with the Rangers or Cubs. I know Mickey Durkin, you were saying that in the chat as well.
Tyler's
with him wanting to go to a winner. Yes. And that's what some executives have predicted, air quotes, for those of you listening on podcast platforms. Whatever that means. So if he doesn't re-sign with the Angels, and that's a big if, and I don't think he is either. Yeah. The Dodgers have also been another team that's obviously been in the hunt, as we've talked about. A lot of logic is saying the Dodgers, of course, would be a great fit, as we were just talking about. Much like Atlanta, they're the number 2 front runner for next season, according to odds. So there's been those conversations, but the Cubs continuously are a team as well. I know, Matt Decker, you're saying the Cubs are close, question mark. The Cubs have been consistently very active as well. We've heard their names with some other players who we're going to talk about today too, that they've been shopping pretty hard. So with that big deal that's looking to be landed, interesting that the Braves, the Dodgers, the Rangers, the Cubs seem to be the front runners, and then some others that have just tossed their names out again, like the Giants or the Yankees, because everybody's trying to at least see what they can do. But one team actually said they're not going to try to go after Shohei Ohtani. That's the Boston Red Sox. So their insider, Alex Spire of the Boston Globe, did say an update and in quotes said, let's get this out the way. Boston looks like an unlikely landing spot for Ohtani. So as every other team has been saying, we're going to try to toss our name into the hat. We'll see what happens. The Red Sox aren't actively pursuing him, it seems, at this time. At one point, they were expected to heavily pursue Ohtani this winter, but right now looks like they have moved in a different direction and are not pursuing him. So although we don't know who is interested, right now Boston has taken their name out of the hat.
The 3 that obviously make sense are the New York Yankees, the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the Texas Rangers appear to be getting named a lot. Now, Seattle Mariners were discussed a lot.
I have heard Seattle also.
Because they are still partially owned by Nintendo, and there was belief that because of the Japanese connection with Nintendo, there was a comfortability there. Plus,
do we really believe the location as an issue? Because
I think that's a real
deal to be able, I
think that's a real thing. I mean, the flight from Seattle to Tokyo is probably, I don't know, what, 8 or 9 hours at most.
I mean, if you sign the biggest deal,
if you go to Atlanta, even if that then becomes like a 16-hour flight home. You know,
It
like
does,
I think it's something to consider.
does.
I don't think it's BS.
you're about to sign like the largest deal in
Yeah,
history, and
I mean,
I know that doesn't change the travel time, but it makes the travel a little bit easier.
Still got to get home and see mom and pop.
That's true.
You know, so
Right.
I think it plays a part.
I like being close to home also. You know, I'll take a nice 12-year, $200 million deal to stay closer to home, guys. It's fine.
Mrs. Ohtani might make like a killer comfort ramen bowl, that he misses every once in a while.
Mrs. Ohtani sounds all right with me.
So if the Red Sox are out, the Phillies might as well just put their name in the arena as being out. Like there's no realistic possibility. The Braves, I guess, are a dark horse. I guess the Cubs are a dark horse. And I forget who it was that was saying, are the Cubs close? Ohtani certainly would change things. They also have like 4 of the top 20 prospects in baseball.
Yeah.
So they have that young pipeline that's about to come through. And, they had Dansby and a couple guys have good years. And Nico Horror, or not Nico, who's the second baseman? Don't they have a young second baseman, Tyler? I'm blanking on the Cubs. Anyway, regardless, the Cubs aren't like championship close, but they're about to be a lot better.
Are you talking about the guy that just won the Gold Glove?
Yes.
Nico Horner.
Yeah. Okay. So I doubted myself. Yeah. All right, that's all.
Yeah. Okay. I thought
I was brain farting. I
had
a lot of bourbon yesterday.
I'm like, whoa, am I missing somebody? I'm pretty good with names, but is your road to the show guy that we don't know about? Play second base for the Cubs.
So you think the dark horse in the Shohei Ohtani signing is the Texas Rangers? Why do you think that?
One of 2 things are going to happen. Texas is going to stay far, far away because of all these names that I'm about to mention, and the other one is they're going to sign him because of all these names. So the Rangers just won a World Series. If they're going to expedite the roster that they have as currently constructed, and they're going to go for broke, the Rangers right now have like 9 guys that are on actual adjusted salaries. $193 million are on 9 guys. But the thing that is good for them is Jacob deGrom's at 40 and Max Scherzer's at 43. Now, with these 2 guys,
I keep forgetting they have DeGrom, too.
They're just about out of their contract, right? I think Scherzer's DeGrom's not. DeGrom's got 3 more years, but Scherzer's getting close to the end of his contract. They're going to have a lot of money. They already have a lot of money because of this. But I'm going to give you some names, and these are all players that are currently still arbitration eligible, which means they have a window of opportunity to do something ridiculous by signing Shohei Ohtani.
Garcia's going to mention, right?
Adolis Garcia, ARB 1. Jonah Heim, ARB 1. Dane Dunning, ARB 1. Leotis Taveras, ARB 1. Josh Spors, ARB 1. Now we get to the guys that are pre-arbitration. Evan Carter, guy was a revelation for them this season. Ezekiel Duran.
I think he's somewhat local, isn't he, Carter?
I don't know. But
anyway.
Those 2 guys, Josh Young. These are all guys that are either pre-arb or arbitration. They have 3 to 4 to 5 years of controllable contracts with these guys.
Yeah.
If you're going to go for broke, this is the spot to do it. And I think Shohei Ohtani would make a ton of sense for the Texas Rangers, especially considering the fact that they could potentially be, a 3 and 6 year type team if they make this happen.
Yeah, it is wild when you think about it. I mean, first of all, Shohei Ohtani wants to win now. He's been in the league long enough. He doesn't want to be a part of a build or anything else. Otherwise, he would just stay with the Angels. He's looking to be a part of a team that can right now be in the conversation for, winning a World Series.